Following the European Defense Conference on March 6th, it looks like Poland is the first one to make a legitimate reaction moving forward. Poland will order all men to undergo military training under plans to create reserve force as Europe rearms amid mounting tensions with Russia. This is one of those things that you look for on the pathway towards conflict. Although this isn't mass conscription, and from what I read, it does look like they're going to use the Swiss model of incentive-based recruitment instead of forcibly, as of now. But that will change, sadly, I predict. But this is the Polish Prime Minister talking about Poland's plan.
Będziemy starali się do końca tego roku mieć już model gotowy, aby każdy dorosły mężczyzna w Polsce był szkolony na wypadek wojny, tak aby ta rezerwa była rzeczywiście porównywalna i adekwatna do ewentualnych zagrożeń. Pani poseł Pamuła, jeśli dobrze słyszałem, zwróciłem się do ministra obrony narodowej, aby przedstawił opinię. Ja będę rekomendował opinię pozytywną, aby Polska wycofała się z konwencji ottawskiej i być może z konwencji dublińskiej. Mówię tu o minach przeciwpiechotnych i broni kasetowej. Nie ma się co oszukiwać. To nie jest nic fajnego, nic przyjemnego, dobrze o tym wiemy. Problem polega na tym, że w naszym otoczeniu ci, których możemy się obawiać, albo ci, którzy uczestniczą w wojnie, wszyscy to mają. Na pewno niebezpieczny, biorąc pod uwagę kontekst międzynarodowy, ale gdybym proponował powrót do zasadniczej służby obowiązkowej, to bym to powiedział. Nie, mamy kilka modeli, to jeden z najbardziej takich docenianych to jest model szwajcarski, to znaczy to nie jest obowiązkowe, ale są zachęty, które powodują, że mężczyźni decydują się na coroczne szkolenie i to nie symboliczne, nie udawane. I będziemy gotowi z tym modelem.
So in the next few weeks, fully expect Poland to come forth with a more concise plan for the creation of a reserve force and the training of their population of men to become, well, basically conscriptable. Basically conscriptable. And as I said in yesterday's video, this goes hand in hand with the European Council conclusions on European defense 6 March 2025. And as I said in yesterday's video, this segment, these paragraphs of the actual minutes of the meeting, the conclusions of the meeting, I think prove that there is going to be a European army. And what we're seeing in Poland, and I think what we're going to see in a number of other countries throughout Europe, is what this section enables. The recent letter by President of the European Investment Bank and the plans therein to step up support for Europe's security and defense industry while safeguarding its operations and financial capability, and calls on the Board of Governors of the European Investment Bank to urgently continue to adapt EIB's practices for lending in the defense industry, notably re-evaluating the list of excluded activities. And as the Prime Minister of Poland was saying, this is going to include landmines and other things that in treaties that these nations have signed, and I assume the European Union as a whole has signed, banning things such as landmines, anti-personnel mines, things of that nature, that they're just going to have to do it. He said it in his speech to the Polish parliament, because the other side has them. This is why nuclear proliferation is so dangerous also. But what we're seeing are the first steps towards a European army. Each nation will take the individual steps that they deem necessary. And as of right now, as you heard, it's an incentive-based program to get men to do this training, this reserve training. And that's great. And I assume that that's going to actually have a lot of people volunteer for it. However, I do also think that that voluntary mechanism will change within the next probably very likely 2 years, but I'm going to give it 5 years. That all European men will have to join the army for a period of however long to get basic military training in order for them to be able to be conscripted and manpower boost on short notice. That's the basis for an army. The United States has that with the Selective Service. Now, most men in this country have not been in the military and aren't a ready reserve. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the United States were to come out with an incentive-based reserve training program as well. Not a conscription, not a draft, but an incentive-based reserve readiness program, like you're seeing begin in Europe. They're going to go much farther, much faster, just because, well, we have two gigantic things that they don't have. One is called Atlantic, one is called Pacific. As where they have a couple of rivers between Poland and Russia and other bad actors to the south. Believe me, Turkey is not a good actor in this. Although they're in NATO, they're not a good actor. And I think we should be getting our nuclear weapons out of Incirlik Air Base quietly in the cover of night, or frankly, we fly in a friggin' brigade and say we're moving them out now, try and stop us. But that's neither here nor there. That's probably a separate video unto itself when that issue pops, and it will. But as we go back to this section here, the creation of a European military industrial complex, we have Poland creating the means to enact these paragraphs. We'll see what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds. I have a dog that's whimpering to go out, so I'm going to go let him out. But I appreciate you guys coming in and listening. If you liked it, hit the like. Even subscribe. Share it with a friend. Let them know, Europe is rearming. And every time Europe rearms, it's never really good for humanity. Things happen that affect the rest of the world and will certainly affect us. Hopefully, this is an exercise in futility. Sadly, I don't think it is. Thank you.